Hi there, welcome back. This is Harry and welcome to my English lesson. So, what are we going to talk about in this lesson? Well, we're going to talk initially about hobbies, but specifically we're going to talk about phrasal verbs about hobbies. Any of you who have a hobby will know what enjoyment you get from it. So, we're going to talk about phrasal verbs about hobbies. Okay, so I'm going to give you the list of them and then I'll go through them with you, give you some examples, and then hopefully you'll be able to understand those, you'll be able to practice them and try to introduce them into your English. So let me go through them one by one. So when we say you're into something or you're really into something, it means you really enjoy it. So when I was young, as I said, I had a stamp collection and I was really into my stamp collection. I took it really seriously, and any time a relative was going abroad and I heard about it, I'd always ask them to send me back some stamps. So to write me a letter, put stamps on the letter so they'd have a watermark on them so I could show them off in my collection. And lots of uncles, thankfully I had lots of uncles, they went to different places like China, and in the 1960s and 70s it was quite amazing. So I got these wonderful stamps back. Unfortunately, I lost the collection many years ago. But when you're into something, you really enjoy it, okay? He's really into his football. He's really into ballroom dancing. So it doesn't matter what it is, it's if you're really into it, you really enjoy it. And so we can use that expression, he's into, or he's really into his particular hobby. Take up. So when we want to start a hobby, we take it up. Oh, he's taken up taekwondo, or he's taken up mixed martial arts. So this is his latest pastime or sport or hobby. So when you take up, you go to a club, you join the club, you get involved, and you take up that particular activity. So we can ask the question or pose the question, why don't you take up a hobby? So one of the kids is hanging around the house at the weekends. I've nothing to do. I'm bored. Nobody to play with or whatever, nowhere to go. Why don't you take up a hobby? Meaning, why don't you start? Why don't you begin? Why don't you go out there and find something that's interesting? Take that camera you got for your birthday and go out and start taking photographs. Why don't you look up on the internet and join a photography club? Lots of different interests, lots of ways to find other people with the similar interest, and so you can take up that activity and you meet new people. So to take up a sport, to take up a hobby, to find yourself a new pastime. Join in. Well, when you join in, you join with other people. So you're walking along the park and the footpath and you see some guys playing football. Do you mind if I join in? Meaning, can I come and play football with you? Yeah, come along. The more, the merrier. Or you join a fitness club and a gym and you ask them, can I join in the spin class? Can I join in this small group of people who are training because you don't want to train on your own? And let's face it, it's a little bit boring training on your own. So if you can join in with other people, you egg each other on, you support each other, you encourage each other, and you get better and better. So to join in means people to come together to join in. Sign up is another way of joining in, because if you go to the club, the gym, the guy will show you around and say, oh, these are the changing rooms, these are the machines, this is what we do. Are you interested? Yeah. Well, sign up here. So you have to fill in an application form and you have to pay your money and whatever the details. They give you the key to get in and off you go. You've signed up and you're a member of the gym. Or you see something on the internet for that photography club, so you sign up for that. Or you go to university and they have lots of different activities there, so you go on the open night when they talk about these activities and you sign up to join the mountaineering club, or the club that they use to climb these rocks on the walls, these special indoor mountain climbing activities that they have. Whatever it happens to be, you sign up for that particular activity. So literally, you sign your name on an application form, you pay money if you have to pay an entrance fee, or it might be free. You just put your details, your mobile number, your email address, whatever it happens to be, and therefore you become a member of that particular club or that particular activity. To get into something. Well, a bit like being into, when you're really into something, you're really interested. To get into something is to start, yeah? I'm getting into kayaking or some water sports. I'd like to get into these activities because I've seen it on the Olympics, for example, and it looks really, really interesting. So I think I'll go to the local club one Saturday, see if I can find anybody to talk to and ask them, how do you get into water sports? So how do I begin? That's literally what it means. How do you get into running the marathon? Is there a club that I can join? Or there's a group of people who are training for the next marathon in a few months? So I would really like to get into some type of sport because I spend all my day sitting at a desk like me, and by the time I get to the end of the day I'm tired. But if I go out and I have some activity, then I get a bit more energy, and perhaps I can do it at the weekends as well. So I'd really like to get into something. You might like to get into cooking, yeah? You fancy cooking, and all these days when we've been locked down and we can't go to restaurants, we can only go to the supermarket. And when we go to the supermarket, we see all these wonderful ingredients. So we'd like to get into cooking to try and see what we can do. It can't be that difficult. You get a recipe, you get the ingredients, you read the recipe, you do the measurements, and slowly, step by step, you can get into that new activity of cooking or baking, whatever you want to do. Okay, so get into something to start, begin. Turn up. Well, of course, the big thing about getting a new hobby or getting into something or being into something, you need that motivation, something that gets you out of bed in the morning, something that gets you to the gym after work in the evening, something that gets you out for that walk at lunchtime. Whatever it is, you need some personal motivation, and you have to turn up. So you have to turn up literally, i.e. the training starts at 5:30, 6:30, so you have to be there, you have to turn up. Or mentally, you have to turn up for the event. So yeah, I'm going to do it. So when am I going to start? I'm going to start next Tuesday. No, I'm going to start today. Okay, so you get yourself motivated. Don't put it off. Don't delay it. Turn up now, in body, in spirit, and in mind. Okay, so to turn up. To keep up. This is another phrasal verb connected with hobby. So what does keep up mean? Well, when we keep up something, it means we continue the action that we've started. So as we said before, you have to have motivation. So initially, we always have a lot of motivation to start a new activity or a hobby. So it's not difficult. You're full of enthusiasm. You get down to the gym on the Monday, the Wednesday, the Friday. And after a couple of weeks, oh, look, I'm not so sure tonight. I'm a little bit tired. I'm a little bit sore. And the interest starts to wane, as we say, or to drop off. So you have to keep up your interest, okay? So you need to be motivated, and that's why it's really important perhaps to have a gym buddy, somebody that's going to get you out, or you are going to get him or her out, so that you'll get to the gym together and you motivate each other so you don't drop off. So when we want to keep up, it means to continue that action that we decided, yeah? Okay, so you have to keep up your interest. You have to keep up your interest in photography. You have to continue to take photographs, to continue to go to places to get that really perfect picture or image. So keep it up means to keep your interest alive. Keep, like the kettle or the pan on the stove, keep it boiling. Yeah, so to keep your interest in your new activity and your new hobby, keep it alive, keep the interest there, keep it growing. Back out will be the opposite of keep up. Okay, so again, a phrasal verb. To back out means to leave. Yeah, so you're not probably too happy perhaps with the gym. The equipment might be a little bit old. Maybe you don't get along so much with the people there. So you decide to stop or to back out. To back out means to, literally like this, to move backwards. So when you back out of something, you withdraw or you stop. Okay, so backing out not such a good thing to do, but if you're not happy and you're not enjoying it, well, it's better than just giving up and losing the money, or you might just go off and decide to go to another gym. So when you back out of something, you tend to stop. Okay, so you could find you have a new hobby. You could find that you're really interested in the kayaking or the canoeing, but when you get down to it and you try it a couple of times, it's not for you as much as you thought. So you back out, you withdraw, or you decide, no, I'll try something else to back out. And then the last two, I'm going to take them together, to pack in and to give up, because really they mean the same thing. So when we pack in a hobby, we stop. When we give up a hobby, we stop. So they really have the same meaning. We might use them in a slightly different way. Okay, so somebody, your parents or your friends, might say to you, why did you pack it in? Meaning, why did you stop? It's a long story, but I really couldn't afford the time that I thought I could, and it's a long way to the gym, and blah, 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 blah. So you have lots of excuses to say why you packed in that particular hobby. But you might use the expression give up, yeah? Oh, I gave up because of this. So your mother says, why did you pack in the gym, or why did you pack in the photography? Oh, I gave it up because it was boring, or I gave it up because there was nobody there my own age, or I gave it up because I've got a new interest, I've got a girlfriend, or I've got something else to do. Okay, so pack in, give up mean exactly the same. They mean you stop something you started, you stop the hobby, you give it up, you pack it in. Like to pack in means to put it in a box and put it in the wardrobe. So that's the literal meaning, but to pack in means to stop, give up completely. Okay, so they're all the phrasal verbs connected with hobbies. So let me go through them one more time. To be into something, or as I said, to be really into something, really interested. Take up something means to start that new hobby. To join in means to come together with other people to have a similar interest. Sign up, literally sign on the dotted line. To get into something means to begin. I'm going to get into it from next week. Turn up means physically turn up there, so you start the activity. Keep it up. To keep up means to continue, to have that ongoing motivation that gets you out of bed, gets you out of the office chair, gets you into that gym when you want to get there. Back out of something means to withdraw, to stop. And the last two, which is to pack in and to give up, mean the same, to come to a complete stop and continue or not continue with some other type of hobby. Okay, so all of them phrasal verbs, all to do with hobbies. And remember, when you use a phrasal verb, there is a specific verb like take or join. It's usually a simple verb followed by a preposition or sometimes two prepositions. Okay, and it can always be replaced by one verb. So I'll give you an example. To take up a hobby is to start a hobby. You'll always find a more formal verb to replace those phrasal verbs. And phrasal verbs are important in the English language, particularly when you get beyond that intermediate level. People expect, particularly in an exam situation, that you can use them. But don't overdo it. You don't have to use phrasal verbs in every sentence. Some of them come automatically, but I've given you a list of them. Practice them, see what you can do, and if you have any problems, come back to me. And as I always say, I really appreciate the time you give to learning English with me. There's lots of people out there trying to do the same thing, and I'm trying to help you in my way to get better at it. And if you want to contact me, well, you can do so on www.englishlessonviaskype.com. If there's any of your colleagues or friends, or you yourself, if you fancy lessons on a one-to-one basis, it won't always be with me, but we can certainly help you because we've got lots and lots of teachers, really professional teachers that can help you. So drop me a line, drop me an email, and we'll be happy to help you. As always, thanks for listening. Join me again soon.